Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now?
Oh, man, we got so much to get into today, that's for sure. And we are a full show coming to you from both Villes, Jacksonville and Nashville, as I have had a big time up here in the 615, and we were hanging out at the Old Red Airport. You can jump on the YouTube stream. You can watch the whole show from Big Sirs and Matty Hayes and JJ back in JJville, and then, of course, up here in Nashville. A dub, fellas. That's what we were looking for more than anything else.
Are you bringing home the belt? That's what we want to know.
Dude, I've got it tucked away here somewhere. I actually need to put it back on display. But the Battle of the Villes, I ran into our buddy Taylor Zarzer, who's now the new voice of the Tennessee Titans, and of course Brent Doherty and all the other guys. But I told him, I said, dude, you picked the wrong Ville. Okay, so they looked. They looked pee poor yesterday, fellas. So, yeah, the belt, the Battle of the Villes between us and Nashville is once again in the hands of good old Duval.
Where it belongs, absolutely.
It's exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Now, we will have a little bit of music behind us, and hopefully it won't be too loud. We'll turn it down a little bit if we need to. But I want you guys to jump in because we're definitely going to do a bunch on Lane Kiffin, and that it ended up being his show. I think we all know that. But we'll get into that coming up in just a second. But Matty and Big Sirs, just hit the high notes. Trevor came in. It wasn't a great game, but it was a good enough game. The run game was there. They forced takeaways. There was a lot of chippiness because the Titans suck. I think we all know that. Cam Ward was definitely not at that number one overall pick level. But what did you guys get out of the game yesterday?
Well, I mean, that's a terrible Titans team, but that's not our fault. That's their fault. They won 10 for a reason, and we went about our business. They were in the way, and that's how you handle a team that's struggling like the Titans are struggling because we're trying to get to a destination, and they're not. They're trying to go home. When you're that, all you had to do was do what we did. We got on them early, and they folded their tent. And I think in the first quarter and a half, I mean, we out-executed them. We out-physicaled them. And, we got sacks. We got turnovers. A little concern about in the back end of the schedule, back end of the game where we couldn't run the ball effectively, couldn't pass protect effectively. We got a little patchwork with the offensive line. But overall, I think you do what you did, and you beat a bad team like the Titans.
Yeah, I think you look at that game, the turnovers made it the blowout it was. I think without the turnovers, it's probably a really ugly, 15-3 game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just – look, it is what it is. And they're winning games. And I don't know how you can complain about that right now at this point because they're 8-4. And I hate to say this because I've been the guy who's been preaching for the last 2 weeks. It's 1-0, it's 1-0. If they don't make the playoffs now, it'll be a collapse, an absolute collapse.
Minus 480 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be worse
wow, that's
than
a big number.
It'll be worse than 2023 if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
why would you even bring that up?
Yeah, but at the very least, give us that just because that needs to be pointed out right now.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
This team's 8-4.
Yes,
Yes.
That's kind of my point, man.
Yes.
I mean, when you're negative 480 in Vegas, you're making the playoffs.
Well, here's the thing. They're 8-4, but this team has a little bit more backbone than we had when we were 8-3 a couple of years ago, I would think.
Yeah, it's a completely different team. Yes. I think it's clearly a different coach. It's clearly an older quarterback, a smarter quarterback. It's clearly a better offensive line. And I also think that Jacoby Myers has done something to that team. And I'm not just talking about the offense. I'm not just talking about him as a receiver. I think he's done something. And, look, none of us really know. But you get a guy like that in the locker room, a guy like that comes to work and does his job and plays at his ceiling every week, that raises the level of expectation, does it not?
Inspired play, absolutely.
Yeah,
go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Big Sirs.
No, I was going to say that because he's so fearless, because most of his routes are like in the middle. Amongst traffic where he's going to get hit.
You got to be a grown man.
You got to be a grown man, and I think that opens up the offense a little bit more, knowing that he'll do that kind of stuff. So you're admired by your teammates when you go in there and you play fearless football, and I think that's what he's been doing.
and it was a scary thing yesterday with Parker Washington, a head injury, and needed to be evaluated. Ultimately, was out of the game coming out of the locker room, and Walker Little was as well with a concussion. But Jacoby Myers, I agree with what you guys are saying, that and just look at what Brian Thomas Jr. did. He didn't do a whole hell of a lot, but he did what he was supposed to do, what you expected him to do. Nothing was flash, headline, Sports Center stuff, but he went out and made his plays for this football team. So did Brenton Strange, and so did a number of other guys. But the bottom line is Jacoby Myers, yeah, it's rubbing off. He's been in the end zone back-to-back weeks. He's doing work. Brenton Strange was wide open in the back of the end zone. Trevor, 16 of 27. Okay, we're not talking about a ton of dropbacks and throws like we always focus on. They're not asking him to win every game. And, yeah, it was a bad Tennessee team that this team faced, but they did what they were supposed to do.
Well, I mean, listen, this was the best ball I've seen Trevor play all year, to be quite honest with you. And this is what it means by letting it rip. I mean, not being reckless with the football, but taking your shots down the field. I mean, that one touchdown to Brendan Strange, I mean, he had all day. The offensive line gave him the adequate protection, and he just unleashed on it. So that I think that's what it means by let it rip. You know, take your shots, be cautious with your play. But, you know, when you get the opportunity to make a play down the field, you let it go.
They only had 54 plays in that game.
Mm-hmm.
54 plays. That was a route from the jump. You never thought the Titans were threatening them. They ran 54 plays. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
And you can add up, and like we said, the Titans' offense, they need to try and run it through the run game. Pollard busted off a couple of big runs. There was one drive where they, I want to say, had 3 back-to-back first down runs. One was a big gainer, like in that 19-yard range, then a 12-yard or 13-yarder, and you're like, oh, holy crap, this team's going to once again get dented in the run game, but it didn't last. And so Anthony Campanelli's done a decent job. They were, coming into this game, one of the better teams against the run defensively, got gashed a little bit. When it was all said and done, Tennessee was 3 of 16 on third and fourth downs, 188 yards of offense, 3.4 yards per play. You're talking that is miserable ball that these Nashville fans are suffering through right now.
So Pollard had 36 yards rushing on the first drive.
Yeah.
First drive.
Yeah.
So they had 31 yards the rest of the game, 31 yards rushing. But I also think we're bearing the lead here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What about Ross Matisic? What about him apparently having a back problem, so he couldn't play, but sprinting on the field to make sure Logan Cook doesn't get sideswapped?
Special teams capital of the world.
After
okay?
Logan Cook threatened a life.
Bro,
there's a band of brothers right there.
I don't understand. So you can't play. You can't snap, right? They got to use Devon to snap.
Which shout out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, you
pretty
better
good.
believe
Yes,
that big,
well done, Devon Hamilton. Yes, but
he got
but
that ball
on.
under that big behind of his. It
Yes,
was awesome.
he did, man. But Ross Matisic runs out on the field and tries to defend Logan
Dude, band
Cook.
of brothers.
I know they are, but I mean, like, if I'm the coach, I'm going, bro, your back hurts?
Yeah, that's adrenaline, bro. I've been there before.
Come on.
I'm just
Let me
saying.
tell you something.
He was jumping and grabbing guys, man.
Okay, now that's questionable.
If Matt and I are under attack, Big Sirs and JJ are coming
Exactly.
in.
It's
Okay?
bad.
Yeah, I don't care how bad my back is.
Exactly. I'm running on the field. Believe that.
But Logan Cook, let me just tell you guys, from the press
Just
box,
chill out, Logan Cook.
he was a feisty so-and-so
He didn't get
yesterday,
that first
man.
penalty, man. That did it.
He was so fired up, slinging his helmet, doing a 40-yard dash, chest to chest, in dust-ups left and right. And then the beautiful thing, right before the half, is Arden Key comes over, gets a roughing the passer against Trevor, then gets another unsportsmanlike for going into the Jag sideline. It was beautiful, and I tweeted it out. He may or may not have built Duval, but he just gifted him a couple of big penalties. So Cam,
All those scuffles were like easily the most entertaining part of the game.
Far and
It
away.
was. And there were most of Jaguar fans that were here sat in their own section. You want to talk about, I think the crowd for the Jaguars a couple weeks ago, we were talking about it wasn't great, and they said 58,000 tickets distributed. Well, there were 54,000 tickets distributed yesterday.
No way.
And there was half of that.
Yeah.
Half. Wow. And then half of that was Duval. And so and they're building a brand new stadium. They got it all here. They just don't have a very good football team. That's for sure.
Maybe they should have hired Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, maybe. Let's get into that guy. Now he went from the most wanted to the most hated. It can happen in a hurry as far as fan bases are concerned. So we'll get into the Lane Train, who ultimately zigzagged everywhere, promised to stay at home, then jetted up with some extra fuel down to Baton Rouge, to the boos from people as he was leaving the Oxford airstrip. So we'll get into all that coming up. Mocama Beer Company Monday, we say thanks to them. A delicious Mocama will go a long way, especially if you are still celebrating a dub from yesterday. Look for them up there in beautiful Fernandina Beach, South 8th Street, right there in the heart of Fernandina as you enter the historic district. And then, of course, on the shelves at Total, ABC, Publix, Target, wherever you're looking, pick up some Mocama. So, Victory Monday. We'll keep it rolling with your Jags. You guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. And then let's jump on this Lane Train coming up.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Playmakers make special plays.
That right there, that's special.
Special plays make the special teams player of the game.
Winning football players who can step up in a clutch moment.
After the game, pump up the Superior Plumbing Special Teams player of the game on 1010XL.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros.
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros.
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to restaprosanyflorida.com. That's restaprosanyflorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros.
2 Super Bowls, 1 Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
I think we got a big one here.
Eric Armstead brings his big resume to Helmets and Heels for big-time football talk. Fridays at 3. Kept healthy by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top-quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top-quality, energy-efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account, with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change. $50 off any service with a toy and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Air & Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
You know, we went through a lot last night with Keith Carter trying to figure out a way, you know, to make this playoff, you know, run work and be able to coach the team. And at the end of the day, that's his decision. And I totally respect that. I understand that decision. And, you know, so I just totally wish the team the best of luck, wish that I was coaching, but understand that it was a very challenging position for him and Chancellor to be in, and totally respect that. So, you know, just really hope they play really well and go win the national championship.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Well, that was Lane Kiffin as he was talking with Marty Smith, ESPN, the embedded reporter, as it was in Oxford, and then on to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So Lane Kiffin talking to, oh, poor old Lane. What a heartbreak situation that he finds himself in. They just left him behind. Wouldn't let him coach the team that he built. Now it's the Pete flipping Golding era in Oxford. Unbelievable how this all unfolded, and I got to say, I'm not shocked. And Matt and Leon, as you guys jump in on this, look, I knew he was not long. Lane was not long for Oxford. I knew it. And he was going to tell you money didn't matter, and he was going to go to the highest bidder. And LSU is willing to do anything they possibly can, including getting a governor involved to negotiate and make sure that he came there. And look, we'll find out what happens. But he used Ole Miss big time.
Yeah, you could tell about his monotone in his voice that it's disingenuous is what he's saying. I wanted to coach, and they'd made a decision, and I hope you win a national. You know you don't. You don't hope they win a national championship. You stop it. And then the fact that he bounced on this, I understand the business of ball, but have the courage to confront your team. The guys that you recruited, the guys that you sat in the living room, they wouldn't let him. Really?
Nope.
As a player, you want that right.
Wouldn't let him
you
talk to his
earned
team.
that right. Wow. Now, I did not know that. I thought he just because what the narrative is that because there was a lot of kids that were tweeting the fact that they didn't see him. He made it. So they wouldn't let him see the kid.
I mean, what did he think they were going to do?
Right,
like,
so
go in there and be like, leave right now and come play for LSU?
So
Like, come on.
I want to circle back
That's
real
kind of
quick.
weird by them not to do that.
I want to circle back to Joe saying he used Ole Miss. Okay, you could argue
wanted
about
him too, by the way.
You can argue about.
Of course you wanted him.
You can argue about how he left. It was terrible, and JJ and I were talking about this in a pre-show meeting. We can get into this, and we definitely will. The idea that he used Ole Miss is laughable. He gave them their greatest regular season ever. They won double-digit games in 3 of the last 4 years. That program is a mess before him, an absolute mess. Okay.
Yeah.
Not only that, if we go back to the old SEC before Texas A&M and Missouri got involved, there's one team in the SEC West that never got to the championship game. One.
Yeah,
Ole Miss. All right. So
real quick, doesn't it show their stature as a program with who they hired as a head coach?
Of course. I mean,
they're going back to relevancy immediately.
Not only that, here's what I loved about it, too. Pete Golden walks in there, and one of the first things he says is, spot the ball.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He said, spot the ball, and we're not going to play scared. And all I thought was, scared money don't make money.
Pretty dangerous.
Yes.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
all I
Now,
thought was, here we go.
Okay, but I want to say one thing, Matt, and look, all I'm simply saying about Lane using Ole Miss, and I've talked to a bunch from Hotty Toddy Land, and he was given an unbelievable opportunity originally when Ole Miss hired him. They didn't have anything. They may go back to not having a whole lot going on. He built them in the short time they was there up to what they are. What I'm saying is he used them in this process. There's no question in my mind he used them in this process. They were the one that was going to be the lapdog and make everyone else believe, and he played it where he would make everyone else believe that he is so torn and so drawn to Oxford, the family lifestyle. I gave up drinking. I'm this with my family. I'm that with my ex-wife, and yada, yada, yada. No, he used them. There's no doubt in my mind he did.
He did not. How can you say he used them?
Well, as leverage.
In this process.
In leverage is like maybe I might
This
stay.
process.
Oh, come on. I mean,
he loved being courted by all three.
That's
Florida,
yes,
LSU,
of
and
course.
Ole
He
Miss.
loves the whiff of the drum.
Of
There's no
course.
doubt.
Yes,
But my
yes.
point is, he could have done it differently, no doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
The reality is, he could have. As soon as the LSU or Florida job both came up, he should have said, "I'm not talking about any jobs until the season's over." And I'm not talking about the season. I mean everything. If we're fortunate enough to get to the playoff, even after that, I am not talking about anything. I'm focusing on this team. That's all he had to do. That is literally all he had to do. And then Jimmy Sexton in the background could have gone to LSU and said, just wait. When the season's over, he'll come to you. But he chose a different route.
So, Matt, clear this up for me, because the narrative was that he told the coaching staff, whoever's not on the plane is not coming. Please tell me that happened.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Ole Miss AD said, if you guys are going with him, go now. You're not staying.
Yeah, and
because they said the same thing to Lane. You're not going to have his assistants in the building, right? If you don't want him in the building, you're not going to have his assistants who are going to LSU in the building, too.
So they're just sacrificing their entire...
They completely torpedoed a potential national championship season.
Let's be real. They don't have a chance to win the national title.
No, I don't agree
They
with that.
don't.
I don't agree with that at all.
They don't.
Well,
you
defense...
never know what's going to happen in the playoff. You never know who's getting hurt.
Very
You have
true.
no
Very
idea.
true. But their defense doesn't look like they're good enough to match the offense, and that's Pete Golden's side of the ball. And just the way recruiting and transfer portal guys go, they brought a lot of offensive weapons. They don't have any more Walter Nolans rolling around on the other side. But then the other part of it.
So hang on real quick, Joe.
Yeah.
Lane said there was guardrails. They had agreed on guardrails.
Yeah.
In other words, he wasn't going to take players, or there was going to be some way of him not taking players or not poaching players or coaches. Okay? But Ole Miss said no. So if that's true, again, we don't know if that's true, but if that's true, Ole Miss literally torpedoed their own season out of spite. Out of spite.
That's nuts. That's nuts. Look, both sides. This is what happens when you get strung along like this. You become maniacal. You become nonsensical. You don't do the things that you ordinarily would do. And they were so in love with the idea that they might be able to keep him, or so afraid of the idea that they might be able to lose him, they didn't handle this thing the way they should have. And they
acted
knew in the end,
like rejected lovers in sixth grade.
well, yeah,
about
they knew at the end of the day it was a 3-horse race and they were the mule.
How did they not know that?
Right,
Well, first
they knew
off,
it. They just didn't want to admit
it was a glorious thing for 20. It was more like a 72-hour thing, but the last 24 hours on Sunday overshadowed the entire sports world, including the NFL, which I never thought would ever happen.
Well, I'll give you another example, and Big Sirs, you chime in on this because we watch Get Up in the Morning, and I've never seen them go through a complete panel of Q&A for the Feinbaums and the Josh Pates of the world, and they let everyone chime in on this, including Rex Ryan, who I believe has Jimmy Sexton on his speed dial, maybe his agent as well. Anyway, they all wanted to talk about this Lane Kiffin move.
I know it totally eclipsed, like you said, Matt. At the NFL, the whole weekend of the NFL, all they were talking about was Lane Kiffin.
It's very
blocked it out.
It was soap opera-ish. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen.
It was like an eclipse of the NFL, and I didn't think any sport could ever do that.
I mean, we did a
did.
whole segment just now, and we haven't even talked about the most important for this radio show, the Florida side of it, which is insane because it's just that we could talk about the Ole Miss thing for 2 hours.
Right. So let's just make this the 10-10 take, which will segue and force us to talk about John Summerall.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
They got delicious barbecue waiting for you any day of the week. Lunch, dinner, you want to plan a big party, they can do it for you. Make sure you drop on by and check out any one of your area Sonny's. It feels like, and I said this on Exit, this isn't the bride and the bridesmaid where you get left with scraps to pick up. You ultimately are looking at a guy that seems so small in comparison to the guy that everyone thought was going to land a great job, be it LSU or Florida. Wherever Lane landed, they were going to get the headline. And then John Summerall ultimately comes out of the group of five, just like Billy Napier did, and most Gator fans out there are WTH in this. They're pissed over it. It's a $7.5 million payday instead of a $12 million payday because they got a guy at a bargain price. I don't know whether he'll be good or not. I think personality-wise he might be great, but I have no flipping idea that he's going to be any different than another guy that came out of that group of five, be it the Sun Belt or the AAC, and is ready to take on the challenge of the SEC. That's the 10-10 take.
My response to that is, what else are you going to do? What else is there? Now you could have gotten James Franklin. There's no doubt about that. He would have taken that job. But clearly that wasn't going to happen.
Lincoln Riley, I heard.
I don't know. I think USC would have loved to have said, "Okay, go ahead, Lincoln," because then they're out of that huge deal. But yeah, I look. They were kind of lost once they put all their eggs in Kiffin's basket, and it didn't work. For whatever reason, it didn't work. Okay,
right?
You can blame Scott Strickland. You can say LSU has the better opportunity to win, and they've proven it in the last 20 years with national championships with 3 different coaches. You can say all of that. Okay, at the end of the day, he didn't go to Florida.
What happened though?
Yeah, that's the question.
Everyone was like, "Oh, the ball's on the 1 yard line.
I also think
the end zone."
I also
what
think that
happened?
all that stuff that you were hearing, I guarantee it's going to happen. That's just people talking, man.
Yeah, but we all heard about that.
No,
the number one
it's
booster
an echo
was
chamber.
told that Lane's coming, and then something happened over the last week where he
the number
didn't
one
like,
booster was told who? Who'd he tell?
Just people. I don't know. I'm just telling you
right.
what I've
I'm just
heard
telling you
working here.
Right,
on
and I'm
the
telling you
internet.
facts now. It's an echo chamber.
Right,
None of that
obviously.
stuff was true. None of it was true.
So Lane and Florida were never like that close to getting done.
They were talking to him. There's no doubt they were talking to him.
Okay.
But Jimmy Sexton was also talking to LSU. And he was also talking to Ole Miss.
I get that, but I've been under the impression that somebody fumbled the ball.
No one fumbled
Florida,
the ball. He just didn't want to go
really
there.
Screwed this up.
If you could say there's a reason why he didn't want to go there, maybe he didn't want to go there because he didn't like the AD. Maybe he didn't like it for whatever reason it was.
If he would have known Dave Caldwell was coming, though, he probably would have.
He would have jumped at it. Are you kidding me?
That would have fired him up,
honestly. It would have been.
He would have said,
Caldwell?
"You know what?
Yes, I'm in.
Rubber stamp.
Yes.
I'm in."
Does that, by the way, does that hire not just totally track with everything at Florida?
Well,
I
don't
tracks,
think you can.
Man.
Hey, look, if you're looking around for the best 301 winning percentage as far as GM jobs go, he's your guy.
What has happened to that program? Seriously,
Scott Strickland is turning it into a research school. That is what the University of Florida is quickly becoming, okay? We're talking unbelievable academic accomplishments and mediocre athletic accomplishments. Yes, he's got Todd Golden to say, hey, look at my guy, national championship winning coach. But when you go, Matt, you go right back to the same well that produced Billy Napier. You go right back to Troy and Tulane as opposed to Louisiana. Look, he may be a home run. We may all look like fools, but I would have rather had Alex Golesh than John Summerall. No H, no R, or no H, no No H, no E. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, he beat you in Gainesville, okay? Here's the best part about this is Sumrall was going to Auburn, okay?
Yeah.
And then when it was clear Florida, okay, Sumrall was going to Auburn, Golish was going to Arkansas. And then when it was clear that Florida lost out on Kiffin and Florida had to move to Sumrall, then Golish, who was literally dotting I's and crossing T's with Arkansas, said, hang on, I might be able to get the Auburn job. And then he slides into the Auburn job. And then Silverfield gets the Arkansas job. All this could have been avoided. All of it. Had Strickland simply fired Napier last year when he should have.
Oh, my gosh.
Then you get Kiffin. You get him for less than what he's getting paid now. Yeah. He's already a year into the job. Pete Golding's already a year into the job at Ole Miss. Auburn gets Sumrall. Arkansas gets whoever it wants. And everybody's happy.
Yep.
That's why
maybe.
What
Lane
should
might
be done
already
eventually
be on the hot seat right
must
now.
be done immediately.
Yeah, well, Scott Strickland did not read that pamphlet from Jeremy Foley. He did not leave it in the AD's
Clearly,
office.
he did not. Clearly.
Because, honestly, that should be stamped on his rear end. And I understand what he was trying to do, and we all know that they're all in this world trying to save money, create dollars for the NIL, get boosters to give you more, and ultimately figure out the best way to manage all this behemoth that is now college football. But we all know they should have gotten rid of Billy Napier last year. They didn't do it. He didn't have the stones to do it. And now he has egg on his face, man.
Egg? He's got more than egg, bro. I mean, they just got routed by a Tennessee team at home in a big rivalry game. A week later, Tennessee gets its doors blown off by Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt has now passed Florida. They're right in that passing lane, and there they go.
Yeah,
man.
but they beat Florida State, so.
Yeah, let's keep it going because we definitely want to – you guys are chiming in on this. Let us know. We can get back to Jacksonville in the Smashville that took place up here in Nashville, them beating up on the Titans. Do that on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat. But definitely Lane Kiffin. And for that matter, Gator fans, what do you think? John Sumrall's your guy. No H, no E. What do you think about that on the Mokama Beer Company Monday? We are live at Old Red Airport in beautiful Nashville in the 615.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too. Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
This holiday season, Universal Roofing Contracting is making it easy to check roof repairs off your list. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through December 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roofing Contracting, protecting your home and building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
When the power goes out, your home shouldn't have to. Get reliable automatic backup power with a Generac standby generator from American Electrical Contractors, Jacksonville's leading Generac dealer. Be storm ready with Generac standby generators from American Electrical Contractors. Online at american-electrical.com.
Tired of running out of hot water? It's probably time for a new water heater. Call Duck Duck Rooter, the plumbing pros who specialize in water heater installation and service, including tankless water heaters, gas or electric. Call us today for service. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter, Amber, and she's been telling you how much weight she's dropped with Awaken 180. It's hard to believe. Even in football season, even when she hangs out with her friends, and even when she tailgates and does all that stuff, she's still losing weight. You can even drink alcohol. Can you believe that? Well, Awaken 180 shows you how to swap calories, not flavor. You have to be disciplined, but they make it easy. Amber and I talk about this all the time. She can't believe how easy it is, and she's so excited about it. But what I will tell you is it's really working. I see how excited she is. I see the look on her face. I see how her self-esteem has changed and her confidence. It's one of the greatest things that's ever happened with my daughter, and it means that much to me. Now, Awaken 180 programs are reimbursable with your HSA or FSA, and those HSA dollars expire December 31st. Don't leave money on the table. Call Awaken 180 today and kickstart your transformation before the new year. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Got a bunch to the left. Trevor drops. Fires middle of the field. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Jacoby Myers. And Jacksonville is in the end zone and has taken the lead. Dropping the throw. Trevor looks, lots of time. Now fires back, corner of the end zone, or the middle of the end zone. Touchdown! Brenton Strange in the middle of the field. A 21-yard touchdown catch from Trevor Lawrence, and Jacksonville has extended the lead.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Big plays, no doubt about it. Trevor Lawrence, a clean game, one you like to see from your number one overall pick, and they are starting to get it in high gear to make it to the postseason. An 8-4 record for this football team as we have kissed December. December 1st, I don't think too many people would have had 8-4 for this football team. But as one of our viewers on YouTube said, great game in Trashville this weekend. LOL, made the cold and 20 quarter shots worth it. So they had a good time up here. There were plenty from Jacksonville that made the trip from Ourville up to thisville, and we were hanging out at Old Red Airport, Nashville, before we fly out. We've definitely seen a lot of Jaguar fans that had a good time yesterday, no question. And as you guys said earlier, before we get back to the head coaching conversation in college football, the addition of Jacoby Myers, the way that this team has been able to answer the bell with injuries, they're going to be challenged again, but they're playing with a good vibe, a good feel, and still maintaining that physical play, Big.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing about this team, watching them, because we all thought last week that maybe this might have been a trap game. Might have been a situation where the Jaguars overlooked the Titans with a big game going up against the Colts, but this team took care of business. This was a business trip, and as terrible as the Titans were, you know, I keep saying that's not our fault. They're on the schedule, and you got to beat them the way you beat them. And you take control early. We got a little sloppy in the end, whatever, but there was never a point in time where I didn't think that the Jaguars had control of the game, and that's what you do to bad teams. You put them to sleep. They want to go home. Tuck them in, kiss them goodnight.
Give them a little milk.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, they've got at least two more of those games. Right?
Mm-hmm. At least two more. Yeah.
At least two more.
Jets might be playing a little harder. I mean, the Titans are a high school team, so I would say the Jets are not on that level, but they're terrible.
I'm 100% going to lose that lunch bet with you. So there's no doubt.
It's funny.
But I will say this: look, I think the way they're playing right now is with more confidence as much as anything. Like they're starting to believe in what they can be. Because the more you win, Leon, and you know this in that locker room, the more you win, the more you start to think, all right, we're kind of getting a feel for this. And then you start getting a little more confidence in who you are and how you play. Then you prepare better. You start to zero in more on preparation, correct?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. When you're winning, I mean, you get to you don't even consider work anymore. You come in early, you get your workout in, you get your film in. Everybody's excited at the opportunity that lies ahead because just like losing is contagious, winning is contagious.
Yeah.
And guys get more involved in it. You got that good energy coming to work and everything like that. Like in the '99, when I think about '99, when we won like 9 straight, I mean, it was fun. Guys enjoyed being in the locker room amongst each other, winning those type of games. So I'm saying, when you start building games, building wins, and you got momentum, it really doesn't matter who you got to play. I mean, because they're just a team in the way after a certain point.
Well,
they're just a team in the way.
You look at that schedule.
Yeah,
they can beat everybody remaining on their schedule, and it's not even a question they can. So
I saw Denver play last night, and they should have lost.
Denver might be like the oddest 10-2 team ever.
The worst 10-2 team of
all
all time.
They beat the Chiefs and the Eagles, so you got to give them that. But just the way they're winning is weird. It's just
Chiefs and the Eagles might stink.
It's right. It's true. It's true. But I mean, my point is, this team, and I don't know why I'm even saying this actually, but this team could easily be 13-4, easily. Then what? Then what are you looking at? Then you might even be looking at the 1 seed because you have no idea what the Patriots are going to do, and you have no idea what the Broncos are going to do.
Well, it's definitely going to be an interesting watch tonight to see if that Drake May season continues to unfold the way it has and what Mike Vrabel has done. Don't think for a moment he wasn't brought up here in a number of conversations this weekend. How the hell did they let him out of Nashville and he's up there shining as Belly's basic replacement, sans 1 year for who do they have in there? Gerard Mayo. But they are killing it right now. But the Colts are coming back to the pack. You can look around and you can see other teams that are as gettable as ever when you did not think that they were going to be. The fact that the Houston Texans did what they did to Indianapolis yesterday, Danny Jones trying to play on a fractured fibula, which is just nuts. And so there's a lot that this team can play for when you look around the National Football League. Go over to the NFC side. The Minnesota Vikings, what were they last year? Were they a 13-win club?
14.
Pretty sure they were.
14.
Yeah. They suck. And J.J. McCarthy, they are doubting it left and right. Kevin O'Connell almost had tears in his eyes, I guess, as he hugged Sam Darnold yesterday because he should have never let him go, but the management let him go and also drafted J.J. McCarthy. And McCarthy's just a shell of his former self. And then after the concussion, did you guys see that backup quarterback? Holy smokes.
What was his name? Browlers or
yeah, Max something. I don't even know. He was
one of
terrible.
the greatest pick sixes I've ever seen in my life in that Vikings game.
But you definitely, the point that you guys are making is 100% that there is a gettable AFC.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs beaten by the Dallas Cowboys don't look like they just don't look the same. And the Colts are now coming back to the pack. There are definitely other teams you got to worry about.
There's no boogeyman.
Well, there isn't, but there's also like let's continue what I've been saying all along. Just 1-0, okay? So let's continue 1-0 this week. If you get the Colts this week,
Coach Matt,
the Texans got to play at the Chiefs. Yeah. The desperate Chiefs that literally have to win.
Yeah.
So if the Chiefs get that game and you get the Colts, you're up basically 3 on the Texans and 2 on the Colts. With how many to play? 4 to play. You would literally have to collapse to not win that division.
They might be sitting starters come the end of the season.
No,
and then I might win that bet.
I'd be
What do you think about that, huh?
livid.
Little Nick Mullins running around out there, right?
Hey, we're not there yet, trust me.
I even think a Nick Mullins-led Jags would still beat that team I saw yesterday.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's some bad ball being played in the National Football League. All right, let's get back to the John Summerall conversation. Off the text line is on my left. Tim Enclosure, some thoughts from some Gator fans. And you will try and put a bow on this if you're a Florida Gator fan. You should. You have to. There's nothing else you can do.
I haven't seen a lot of that.
I have not
seen a lot of that.
Very little,
I mean, they are so livid over the idea that an athletics director did not learn a lesson. And like we said, John Summerall may grow up to be a great coach in the SEC, but they have now gone outside. Yeah, exactly. Maybe they've gone outside of the SEC.
I'm going to stick with track record, Joe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was like right now. It looks like another terrible hire by Scott Strickland. So we'll keep it going on that subject. Mokama Beer Company Monday. It is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. If you can't get enough Jags and Gators,
Duval!
explore the 1010XL network. Get more of what you're looking for at 1010XL Gators and 1010XL Jaguars.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 1st, 2019, Lamar Jackson rushes for his 4th 100-yard game of the season, breaking Michael Vick's record for quarterbacks.
The YMCA. There's no place like this place, and for one day this Cyber Monday, join the Y with no joining fee and no payments until January. Beat the New Year resolution rush and join the Y this Cyber Monday. Whether you want fitness, family time, or just a fresh start, you'll find it at the Y. There's no place like this place and no better value. Visit your local Y this Monday for $0 join fee and no payment until January, or at fcymca.org with promo code CLICK to join.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. When it comes to selling your home, you think you got problems? Well, I got promises. Chad and Sandy do. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months and a low price to sell. Not anymore. You go with Chad and Sandy Newman, the experts that I recommend. Proven systems. They drive demand for selling your home, and they have this guarantee. Bottom line, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. That's why they're the local real estate experts that I'm trusting and recommending. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy will have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. Keith in Atlantic Beach said, I wanted to move my parents closer. They needed a lot of help getting their home ready for sale and finding a new one. Medical issues made things even more challenging. I called Chad and Sandy because I heard their stories on the radio. The Chad and Sandy team were compassionate, professional, got the job done. My folks' home sold the very first weekend for $1.2 million in cash. Call the local experts I'm recommending. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve. Performance Painting! Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you. Visit guardiancollision.com.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander.
And I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
College football playoff is supposed to take center stage as we head into championship Saturday coming up, but now it's more about coaching hires. UCLA has gone the James Madison way, and Bob Chesney is their new head football coach. So they reach, and it's funny, fellas, as we get back to the John Summerall conversation in Gainesville, that's UCLA is right now a forgotten football program. And Florida may be the exact same thing when we all kind of boil it down. But UCLA can make that type of move because they had a disaster in Deshaun Foster. Is Florida the exact same thing as flipping UCLA, where they had a bonehead decision to hire Billy Napier, followed by another decision to go south of the big Power Four and hire a guy in John Summerall, much like what UCLA is doing with Bob Chesney?
Well, I think everybody's searching for the next Kurt Cignetti. That's number one. And number two, Chesney's got James Madison playing really well, and UCLA is UCLA. What else are they going to do?
I know.
I think
so.
It's,
is Florida UCLA is my question.
I don't think Florida is UCLA, but I think Florida is in a situation right now where there's a track record of failure at the head coach position, and they're running up on now 2 decades of like irrelevance. Now you could say the 2020 season with Mullen, they were a game away from winning the SEC and possibly getting in the playoff, and I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I mean, what has it been since Herb left? It's been a lot of and I think they're another bad hire away. Like if this is a bad hire, you're talking about. We used to always joke about the Florida State lost decade. The Florida State fans used to joke about that, their lost decade. Florida's coming up on 2 lost decades, 2, and I think their fans are sick of it. I think they're tired of it. And one huge fan here in this building, just let it rip.
You got to read it
when Summerall. So. First off, let's just say that we love Hayes Carline, okay? Yeah. We love him like a brother. He is our boy.
Music,
right?
JJ.
In between his posts of, we're fired up, we've got interviews with Brenton Strange and Devin Lloyd because they do a great job covering the Jags on the Fringe Show, of course. The play-by-play voice. Are you kidding me? They're all about the Jags. In between that post and the first post from the Jags game where BTJ playing physical today thus far, great to see. He's right. Great block on that long pass catch, okay? Is this post from Hayes Carline. I hope John Summerall is great, and I'll be pulling for him. However, this was a colossal failure of a coaching search by Scott Strickland, the Florida AD. Just totally clueless. No edge, no pulse of the fan base. Hired a search firm to produce the most uninspiring hire possible. Grade F. Pathetic.
I love it. He's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
And the best thing is, he is like the majority of Florida fans right now. The majority of Florida fans think the exact same way. That's why John Summerall, when he had his statement that they put out. By the way, real quick before I read Summerall's statement, that's why you saw, oddly enough, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, both come out and say this is a great hire. This is a guy that can do great things in Florida. Then the one that topped it all off, Danny Wonderful.
Danny Wonderful
has a video saying, let's go Gator Nation, get behind John Summerall. Because according to JJ, every post he had on...
Lots of Tulane-related posts were
so John Summerall's, every one of
tweeting.
his posts on Tulane, he'd post, let's go, whatever. We're excited about this game, whatever. JJ says the first response to every one of Summerall's posts was, we don't want you here.
Something like angry Gator fan responses.
They were angry.
Yeah.
They were expletive-filled comments. That's
so
for sure.
Summerall's opening statement says, one of my first priorities will be to assemble an incredible staff which is clearly what the guy before him didn't do.
That's a good goal.
Right? Including an offensive coordinator who understands that at Florida, having an explosive offense isn't optional. It's mandatory! ! So he has at least read the room.
He's not dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good PR.
He's at
Good
least
PR.
read the room, which is a giant step ahead of the guy prior to him.
And he's not an offensive guy, though.
No, he's a defensive guy.
So
but I got
they
news for you.
so
I got news
even
for you.
better
Billy
by
Napier was not an offensive guy.
That's hilarious. Even funnier that Strickland went out and hired a defensive guy. Like, what an idiot! Like, talk about not reading the room. The guy whose room it is.
Well, he didn't read the room last year. That's why they're in this mess. That's
yeah,
the
but there was a lot of Gator fans that supported Billy coming back with a bunch of cash. There was a lot of Gator fans that supported that because
sometimes
of
you
those
gotta
late
make
season
tough moves.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
didn't read the room 3 years before that when he didn't talk to Lincoln Riley or Brian Kelly. So he ain't read the room in a while. That's for sure. And look, he went and dipped his pulled out of San Francisco a great basketball coach, but you can't necessarily think you can always pull that piece of magic out of a lower classification of football.
And
That's
with all
basically
due
what they
respect, who cares?
Oh, football versus
Like,
basketball.
who cares what he did
100%
in basketball?
100% different.
Well, some do, but not even close. Right? It's
Like
not
the
close to
people who
football.
care about the basketball program care way more about the football
Way
program.
more. Way more.
I
It's
love
not
it
even
because
close.
I'm lonely. I love it because I'm lonely without wins in the fall.
Well, well, let me ask you this, Joe. Like it's your university. What do you think about the hire?
Yeah.
I'm not. I said it. I've said it a bunch. I felt like they went to the dollar store when someone else was willing to pony up the cash,
like
put
the
a $100 million deal on the table, including NIL. And look, LSU will sell their souls. Okay, I've told Big Vic this many times. They will break rules, sell their souls, do whatever they can to win. They are willing to do that. University of Florida, meanwhile, isn't necessarily as willing to do that. I don't know whether they're right or wrong, but John Summerall doesn't move the
They
meter
gave him
for
the
me.
same deal. What do you mean they weren't willing to sell their soul? They literally offered Kiffin the same deal.
Well, I think in the end, and I'm just going back to what they said as far as some of the reporting around the conversations that Scott Strickland had with Lane Kiffin towards the end, is that he asked for more, maybe too much more, and wasn't willing to do it.
Is
I
this
don't
the
know
same
that for a
story
fact.
that Spurrier was on the plane to Atlanta to meet Kiffin?
No,
that same story?
And look,
Because we've already debunked that one, okay?
Yeah, I know, but you get exactly what I'm saying. The
Hick
LSU
and Prost
folks
throwing that out there, man. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, look, they offered him a great deal. He can, and we argued this, we debated this. Where can you win more often, LSU or Florida? And we all three agreed they're damn good jobs. The only separator might be that LSU doesn't have another one or two big schools inside the state of Louisiana to compete against like Florida does. And that is legit. And then also the idea that they are willing to do whatever they had the governor come in and fire the athletics director.
Yes.
They're willing to do anything to make sure that they get their guy.
Here's the thing that really surprised me, honestly. I'm being dead serious about this. He chose a place that the athletic director, the current athletic director at one point was under investigation for a sexual harassment suit that they eventually settled. All right? Then he chose a place where the governor got involved with firing the previous head coach. He chose a place that the geographical footprint of recruiting isn't remotely close to the state of Florida. He chose all that over Florida. Mm-hmm. So the question then becomes, why?
Yeah, it may
why
be a
did you
Scott
choose
Strickland
that
thing.
drama and a recruiting base that's not close to what you would get at Florida over Florida?
Yeah, but to
I
steal
think
your
I think the people of Florida have to ask themselves that question.
Okay, to steal your argument, at least what you have been saying for most of this time, trying to figure out where he was going to go, is that Florida's the pressure cooker of all pressure cookers, that it will eat him up.
It's not worse than LSU.
I agree. I've always maintained it is as good a job and will bring pressure with it, just like any of the other big jobs. You do it right, there isn't any pressure, or not nearly as much pressure. You do it wrong, hell yeah, there's going to be pressure. All right, let's keep it going into the 1 o'clock hour. We got plenty more coming your way on the Summerall hire, the Lane leaving Ole Miss, the Jags beating up on the Tennessee Titans. We come to you, half of us back in Duval, the other half up here at Old Red Nashville Airport, having a big time in the back of this beautiful saloon.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
And he's not moving. That was a heck of a hit.
Good health is an important part of a successful program.
A guy who was number 5 on our depth chart is now our starting wideout.
Listen for the personal injury attorney's Farrah and Farrah Injury Update. Jacksonville on 1010XL.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
We send our best agent in the field.
I want you to find GoldenEye, find who took it, what they plan to do with it, and stop it.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
Man, he's like a super spy.
Activated by Palo Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. It's the holiday season, the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, all happening at once. And while you and I are making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, what games to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right: Prize Picks. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Baker Mayfield, more or less than 223 passing yards. LeBron, more or less than 27 points. It's just that simple. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. But my favorite feature is the injury insurance reboot. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code 1010XL and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play 5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family-owned, and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff Menard and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. When your kitchen or bathroom drain just won't clear, there's probably a deeper blockage. Food scraps, grease, soap scum, even small objects can jam up your pipes. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining uses advanced tools to find the clog and flush it away for good. Don't wait for a tiny clog to become a big headache. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged. And learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Duval Fence is looking for the best in fence installers. Check out DuvalFence.com right now and fence in a great job opportunity. From estimates to installers, they're looking for you right now. Log on to DuvalFence.com for all the details. Equal opportunity employer.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Following the Jags' big-time win yesterday, sending them to first place in the AFC South. Here's linebacker Devin Lloyd on their big game next week against the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, big opportunity. We put ourselves in good position to be exactly where we want. It's going to be a big game next week, and we're looking forward to it.
It is currently 65 degrees at 105. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farrah.
Trevor under center. They run it with Tootin. He lowers his shoulder toward the goal line. Touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown run. And Jacksonville's extending the lead. How good is that?
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Frank Franchi on the call. You heard it right here on the Superstation with the Jags beating up on the hated Tennessee Titans. The Battle of the Bills, and the belt still rests in good old Duval's hands. That's for sure. They made it look easy. Tennessee made it look bad on their end, that's for sure. And in the end, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 8-4 as we turn the calendar to December. XLP on a Mokama Beer Company Monday. Joe C. hanging up here at Old Red. I've got the musical accompaniment of Ajayi in the background.
Sounds good, man.
Oh, she's awesome. And it's so funny. Just as far as like the way timing goes, the last time we were up here to do a show after the Jags won, Ajayi was playing that day as well. So we may need to have her back every single time we come up here because she's part of the combination. But, yeah, she sounds good.
Only in Nashville, by the way, can you be at a bar at the airport and you see and hear, like, some of the best music ever. It's insane.
It really is. It's so funny to that point, JJ. So the young son-in-law, Joey McCarrick, who he did feel like he was sabotaged by all you guys in the trash talking department. Which, hey, look, he had it coming.
Hey, you can't just jump on the radio and think
exactly.
you're a
Not everybody can
right
be a radio
away.
guy, man.
Absolutely.
You can't just think, I can do this.
He had it coming. And by the way, there have been many YouTube views since then checking it out. Just how he went down so fast. But anyway,
he went down quickly too, Joe. I mean, he went down like a pup tent.
Bro, we don't fight fair. We don't fight fair.
We don't.
We can't hang with the big dogs down the porch.
Yeah, you saw Logan Cook and Ross Madison fight. That's how we fight.
Exactly. I said as soon as you put those headphones on, you were going down. There was no way you were going to survive. But anyway, we're walking through the airport, and he sees a couple of, like, Russell Dickerson, and this was Russell Dickerson this time, and then Hardy is a guy that has got a big hit right now. I think it's Play Me a Country Song, which is a great song.
It is a good
anyway,
song.
Hardy hangs out at the corner pub right where Hyla and Joey hang out, and he just goes in there by himself and eats and watches ball and whatnot, and then I think it was Parker McCollum was walking through here. You're right. There's a lot of great artists that people just don't have any idea who they are until someone finds them and they're discovered and they take off.
That's actually
that's
an
for sure.
enjoyable place to be, the Nashville airport, because of that. And it's not just at Reds. It's everywhere. There's singers everywhere in that airport.
Because they'll put somebody in the main concourse area, and then Tootsie's a little farther down the way here. I believe they're also in the C terminal, and the C terminal is where it's at. And so, yeah, when Old Red opened, Joey helped set up the stage here and books the acts and all that kind of stuff, and they do a good job. They really do. And the people that you hear at maybe the Bluebird Cafe or whatever will play here and whatnot. So it's been a bunch of fun. We did have a honky tonk tailgate yesterday with some Jaguar fans that came in at Old Red Downtown. We gave away tickets to that, and the dudes that were playing there, they're killer as well. So many good acts here, that's for sure.
All
right,
Joe, real quick, let me give you a good act from the text line. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
Our boy in the 859 says, after day one of evaluating the roster, Dave Caldwell has decided Jaden Baugh isn't his type of guy. He's letting him go. Honestly, like if you're a Florida fan, you're going to have a lot of guys hit the portal just to see what's going on. All right?
Of course, you're right.
So now the idea is Dave Caldwell's going to be the guy that's in charge obviously with John Sumrall, but Dave Caldwell is your general manager now, man.
Okay, so the only thing that Scott Strickland did right that was smart on his part was to take your eye off the John Sumrall hire by announcing the Dave Caldwell hire, which, we are in the press box when this comes down yesterday, and it's me, D-Rock, Ballou, Demetrius Harvey, Brent we're all just kind of hanging out, and we're like, just the jaw drop. And Howie Roseman is a graduate of the University of Florida who is this king of kings when it comes to GM work in the NFL.
Right.
Well, when Dave Caldwell was dumped by Duval, he picks up as I want to say it's an area scout. I believe that's what it was, up in with Philadelphia, which means he still maintains his home in North Florida and whatnot. And then out of the blue, and I'll ask what the hell gives Dave Caldwell the credentials to come in and run a collegiate program when, to my knowledge, since 2013, even before 2013, he's been in the NFL. This is like Mike Lombardi coming in and taking over the North Carolina GM.
Well, that worked, didn't it?
Yeah, how's that going?
I mean, I'm sure he interviews really well.
Well,
There's no
first of
doubt
all,
about it.
really sadly, we have to retire this drop.
Dave's not here.
No, we don't.
Because he is here.
Back.
But the whole idea is he's not here because, he's out.
We'll
knows
use
where.
it for a different subject matter now going forward.
Look, I'm sure he interviewed very well. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, and look, if you're Scott Strickland, you probably want a guy like that because that's going to take the heat off you because now you have a legit general manager. So you have the coach, the general manager, however you want to move that, but that's your buffer. Your buffer is, look, I hired this guy. I gave him the general manager. I gave him everything he wanted. If it fails, it's not on me. It's on them.
It's really inexplicable when you look below where the level of competition that you're currently at is, meaning you look below the Power 4 set of coaches that are candidates out there, and you dip back in that small pool where the Sunbet Billy came from, and then you go to a guy that is right now just part of a front office. He's not running any show whatsoever and has not been in the college environment because, Matt, explain this to us. Yes, he has to manage contracts. He's going to handle NIL. He's going to handle rev share. He's going to be party to all that and make sure that everything's done. But he has to deal with the academic side of things, with people coming in and asking for whatever because they're a booster contributor. It's a weird dynamic.
So first off, academics don't mean anything anymore, and I hate to say that. It's ridiculous. Because when was the last time you heard somebody was academically ineligible, Joe? Never.
I have not.
Never. Okay, so they don't mean anything. It's a similar job with the one exception of everybody's on a one-year deal.
Yeah.
Everyone. So that's a big difference between that and the NFL. And the cap is different. The cap fluctuates. And then you're also dealing with the monster that is private NIL, which they will never get their arms around. Never.
Is he evaluating talent?
I was just going to ask that.
It all depends on what John Sumrall does. If John Sumrall has a guy who is his personnel guy, they'll be evaluating the talent. My guess is he'll at least be part of it.
Jesus.
And he'll get to hire 45 people just like Billy.
I guess the concept is he would be part of it because that's why you hire a general manager. But if Sumrall goes in there and says, no, my guy's doing this, my guy's doing X, Y, and Z, then I think he's going to have to win early, and if he wins early, he'll be able to tell Strickland. But no,
don't you think part of Lane not going there was like, I don't want a GM, I want to do this myself? So Sumrall wouldn't have that say. That was the whole thing with Lane not going was I need all the say, and you're going to hire some GM,
right? I would think that's definitely part of it.
Who do you think you are, Scott Strickland? I'm Lane Kiffin.
Okay, so
who's never won a conference championship, by the way.
But he's still he's the number one coach prospect.
I'm glad that you were finally in on my resume research that I've done with Lane Kiffin. But the other thing is,
Matt's come around on a few things Lane Kiffin related.
Here's another thing too: is if I'm Florida, I almost think I would have hired Glenn Schumann. Why not?
Okay, he's a candidate right now.
The Georgia defensive coordinator. Why not?
Yeah.
He's been around that system years. He gets it.
Here's the deal. Think of Fran Brown and Dan Lanning both came from what you're describing, and they have.
Dan Lanning was never a head coach before he got the Oregon job.
Right. So they both came from that side of the ball.
Kirby Smart.
Learning under Kirby.
Kirby never a head coach, right?
Okay, so let me just give you some odds right now, and we can take Bob Chesney off the table because he's now been hired by UCLA. But these are the guys that are favored to be the next Kentucky head coach. And one of them is Glenn Schumann that you're naming, 6-1 odds.
Which, real quick, pour one out to the program while you're at the bar. Pour one out for the program.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Hey,
I'll slide Tennessee whiskey to the side and drink a bourbon in his name. Because, look.
You guys laugh, but it won 5 of 8 against them, so I don't know,
No one has made more money simply like with a C grade, which I love it for Mark Stoops. He made a ton of money off of a win-loss record.
He almost made that ton of money by beating Florida 5 times, actually, if you think about it.
He really did.
If you think about it, he almost did.
Well, let's point out again, 31-7. It was the biggest defeat by Kentucky team in the SEC since beating Vandy by more than 30 points in 1998.
5 of 8. They won 5 of the last 8 against Florida. There was a time when Florida won like 29 straight against them.
Yeah, if Florida was still Florida, he would have been able to keep his job. But Florida ain't Florida anymore, so that's why they fired him. Because now you're beating Vandy, which is Vandy's replaced Florida. Will Stein 2-1 choice. Brian Hartline a 3-1 choice. Neil Brown 5-1. Danny Mullins, should he come back in the SEC, 7-1 choice. Old Sonny Dykes 12-1. And they're throwing a bunch of other ones up there like Chip Kelly. Jeff Brom, they're at 14-1.
Which Jeff Brom is probably the best coach on that list, but he would never go to Kentucky.
No, he
just
ain't
being
going.
At Louisville and a Louisville guy. But
if you think Kiffin
how come
was,
he didn't get any
love? If you think the Ole Miss people were upset, if Jeff Brom went to Kentucky,
I was just talking about Florida because I know he's reading that to see like these were the other candidates type thing.
Yeah.
I feel like if Jeff Brom got the Florida job, there wouldn't be nearly as much hatred for him as there is for Summerall.
Right. Those odds were for the Kentucky job and Brom.
Right.
That's like Pitino had a gap in time between taking a coaching Kentucky and then coaching Louisville. He had a bunch of other things.
There's still a big job open too.
But,
the Penn State job is still open, which Jeff Brom could easily take. Which and if it does come to that, and he does take that job, that'll be a situation where he did, unlike Kiffin, he did a 180 of Kiffin. Didn't say a word. Didn't say a word.
He also wasn't going to go to the playoffs,
But still, didn't say a word.
It's easier when your season ends now than when your team is in the playoffs.
Right, but my point is that he just said, I'm not saying anything until the season's over. None of this would have happened.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to see what Jeff Brom does versus where he ultimately goes versus what John Summerall does in Gainesville. I want to know the other 9 candidates that Scott Strickland supposedly interviewed and just what went wrong with it. We'll never get it, but I would like to know it. All right, we'll keep it going. Mocambo Beer Company Monday. We're hanging out at the beautiful Old Red Nashville Airport. You can come on the Seagate anytime you're traveling between Jacksonville and Nashville and enjoy a great experience here.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. A strong fence makes a good fence. A strong defense makes a good team.
They're the best defense in the league for a reason.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game. Go, let's go! On 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
There's lots of reasons to use Cume flowers when you need to send floral arrangements. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason or the occasion, Cume Flowers delivers with only the best. Log on to cumeflowers.com and make someone's day.
Happy holidays, Googans. Santa Dan here. It's the holiday season, and that means hopefully more off time with the fam. Need a solid gift idea for the spouse or a specific family member? Beaches Dermatology can ensure that your special someone gets a great gift that won't break the bank and won't go hidden in a drawer. Botox, skin treatments, you name it, they have it. Take care of that spouse of yours this holiday season with a gift from Beaches Dermatology. Call today or go online at beachesdermatology.com.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines Allen was a monster defensively for Jacksonville. The 6'5 Dynamo ended the contest with 3 tackles versus Tennessee and recorded 2 sacks in what was a dominant performance. The man needed extra plates on the field because he ate all game long. And he's your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Jacksonville Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This holiday season, Universal Roofing Contracting is making it easy to check roof repairs off your list. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through December 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roofing Contracting, protecting your home and building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
All right, we're back on XLP. Lively discussion. Lively. About the Jags and Lane Kiffin and college football and the Gators. And it does not look good right now in Gainesville. John Summerall is expected to have his press conference, I believe, 3:15 today. So we'll hear more from that. You'll get an update on that, an update on what's going on with the GM position as well. I'm sure Scott Strickland will be asked questions about that, as will John Summerall. Maybe someone will ask Scott Strickland if he interviewed Trent Baalke as well. That would have been.
Well, they got to learn to love him, right? Right now they're in outrage. They got the pitchforks and fire.
They will. By the spring, Gator fans will have coalesced around him, and he will be their guy. It's just going to take time.
Well, we'll see what happens in the portal.
Even Carline will get there too. It may take a little bit,
if
but
they lose a couple of those receivers in the portal, I tend to disagree. I don't know if the excitement.
Are you trying to tell me that Dave Caldwell can't convince Dallas Wilson to stay there? Is that what you're saying?
He'll look good in the Hurricane.
Oh yes, he would next to Malachi. Oof. You're talking
right, so that's the thing is they have a good roster. They have a good roster. The question is, can they keep those guys? And will those guys buy into what Summerall's selling? And will they stay? If they do, I think they've got a chance.
What would hurt more, a Jaden Baugh exit or a Dallas Wilson exit? Both would
probably
hurt really,
Dallas
really
Wilson,
bad.
just because a running back's more replaceable.
Right,
but.
yeah, and you've only seen like just a little bit like scraps,
But it was so good
that have been put out there by Dallas Wilson.
Yeah, he has to make an OC hire quickly because those guys have to know who the OC is. Like, it's not going to be something where, he'll wait till March or April to make that hire. No, he's got to do it now. Because
little Charlie Weiss going with Lane?
He's already gone with Lane. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's got to do it now because those guys have to know before the portal opens what's going on and who their coach is going to be and what it's going to be like and what offense they're running and how it's going to look. Or they're just going to go, you know what, I'm going to get in the portal just to be safe. And once they're in that portal just to be safe, then everybody comes after them and everybody starts throwing money at them, and then it's a completely different story.
But just repeat the one important thing. Just because they go in the portal doesn't mean they're gone.
They have to get in the portal. Doesn't mean they have to go, but there's a 2-week window where you have to get in. And you can then not choose a school until a week before classes start in August. But you got to get in to have the ability to leave.
And you basically open your negotiating window back up.
Of course. Well, you literally have a 7th-month negotiating window is what you have.
Yeah, and so then the money, the offers or whatever start pouring in. But going back to the offensive coordinator hire, that also is crucial. And you have to look at whatever coaching staffs have been blown up. Is there a guy that you like? And generally speaking, the reason why coaching staffs are blown up is because it's gone awry, be it at Auburn, be it Kentucky, be it wherever. There aren't that many great play callers. He's going to have a network of people that he's working through to find out who the best capable guy is to call SEC-level offense, and hopefully he has a relationship with one.
You don't think he just brings the guy he has?
No.
He might.
No chance.
Okay.
No chance.
I don't know enough about that
No
school.
chance. No, he's bringing guys that have either worked in the SEC or know the SEC or have worked power conference football. I would go to Buster Faulkner, the Georgia Tech offensive coordinator, and say, just name your price. Name your price. Then I'd hire him, and then I'd go to Muschamp and say, how much is it going to cost? He'd give him that, and then I'd make Will Muschamp my DC. And then you're rolling.
Yeah, because I think it's a great point that you're making that I don't know who that one particular play caller is. I've looked at Georgia Tech half the time, and I think it's more RPO and it's more RRO because it was Haynes King under center. But if he can draw it up where he can scheme up people open and take advantage of some big plays downfield, which is what Florida fans want to see. It's what you need to have in the SEC. It's not like there's a bunch of 9-6 games anymore. These are more 35-28 games, correct?
Yeah, you got to score points.
That's what we're being treated to. So you got to have that type of mind and play caller. And like I said, I don't know who the hot hand is necessarily right now, but it should be some good options.
The joke, just call me naive or not, but if most of the kids that are probably being portals are probably portal kids anyway. I mean, I would think that the kids that were recruited by Florida may want to wait and see if you can turn this thing around. I mean,
right, but my point is they have to get in the portal, so just in case it doesn't work, they can get out and go somewhere else. That's what they're going to – look, all these kids are doing that, and that's not unique to Florida. It's
and those kids thought they were coming back to an elite offense this year with Lagway, and they were going to put up numbers, and they were going to ball out, and they didn't. So they're like, not only did that not happen – Lagway's not good. He's probably not even coming back. Like, if you're Dallas Wilson, you're thinking, what the hell? Oregon is playing in the playoffs, and I'm here with John Summer.
I don't know that Lagway's gone. We'll see. I don't.
Maybe.
I mean,
but either way, he's not
quite frankly,
do anything.
He doesn't have that. His tape is okay.
Yeah,
it's okay, right?
Yeah. Well, just to remind everybody, Dallas Wilson was at Oregon. And then he decided last minute that he wanted to change, and Florida was the one who landed him, and he was able to come here. So, and Dante Moore has done more than I think most people expected. Him stepping in, another guy under center for Dan Lanning, and it's still worth repeating. Dan Lanning was seen as a defensive guy when he went up to Oregon. He was able to hire the right play caller that has showcased any one of these quarterbacks, including
a great coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he was the betting favorite, I believe, for Kentucky. Yeah. And so he was a 2-to-1 choice. And so if you can be that CEO, and I don't know, Matt, if Summerall is seen as such, but if you can do that and prove that you can hire the right OC, the right DC, get your recruiting coordinator the best there is, you can win, of course.
Yeah. clearly that's what it is, and clearly that's what he's going to do. I mean, you're not going to see him bring his Tulane staff with him. There might be a couple of guys, but especially the important positions, the OC, the DC, the special teams coordinator, are going to be guys that either are SEC coaches or have been SEC coaches or are Power 5, Power 4 coaches now, Power 4 coaches. He's not going to fool around with. He's not going to fool around with Chris Farley. He's not going to fool around with
not hiring a special teams guy.
with having like whatever. What for the first 2 years? What was this?
Wait a minute. They will
playmaker.
It was called a playmaker coordinator or something like.
There will be.
I mean, idiot. Seriously, you're in the SEC, man. You're not in the Sun Belt.
So I want to make sure of one other thing. He is not basically looking at his staff and saying, hey, wheels up in 5 minutes if you're not on that plane, like Lane did. If you're not on that plane. Okay, all right. That's good. That's good to know. Look, that may be his first decision may be his best decision then, as far as that goes.
Now, are you going to be locked in Friday night, Joe, to watch this Tulane team?
Dude, I was locked in the other day.
Were you?
When
what
they
did
were
they
playing
do?
Charlotte. When they were playing Charlotte, I don't even remember what time it was. I might have been in my cups. You know how I go.
Yeah, that with the holiday weekend.
It was kind of meh too.
Yeah.
They won 27-0.
It really was. Yeah.
And Charlotte's was terrible. They've won one game.
Right.
No.
And I believe me, I watched with great interest just to try and find out what it looked like, and it was. That's all.
What do you like his style? His style on the sideline. I like the kind of weird hat. It's like sort of straight, sort of bent. It looks like he just picked it up off the ground.
And the other thing I liked about him. The other thing I liked is that he told the administrator, and again, I don't know whether this is AI talking or whether it was really him, but he basically told the administrator, hey, AAC championship game, whatever conference they're in, let's give the students Friday off.
Yep.
Let's get them all souped up and fired up and ready to go. He goes, we need people that are loud. They're going to say some crazy things and do some crazy things. And at that moment, I'm like, hey, I kind of like at least the way you're thinking. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. All right, fellas, it is a Mokama Beer Company Monday, and much is needed. Pints upon request right now to try and sort through all of this stuff, that's for sure. But know this, people, you got an 8-4 team right here in the city of Duval that is heading into the month of December once again, first time in a while, playing for something important. And that game against the Indianapolis Colts this coming Sunday is going to be huge. It is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, the number one place to buy your next vehicle. We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys wanted to put an exclamation point on a special day, and they would do so, showing that they weren't to be denied while in Nashville. The Teal and Black would go on a 15-play, 71-yard drive, capped off by a Bashal Tootin touchdown, making the score 25-3 with 6:45 left in the third. The 6-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval Drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner. So are you ready to float happy in the pool? Listen up. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% on new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. That's right. Now is the time to upgrade your pool heating system and extend that swimming season for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepools.net.
License number CPC 044080.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Hosting the family holiday dinner can be a beautiful experience until your kitchen sink backs up before you've even served dinner.
Who tried to wash cookie dough down the drain?
We were making cookies for Santa and the reindeer. The reindeer like chocolate chip, too.
Great. Now we need a plumber and a new garbage disposal.
Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is no stranger to holiday plumbing problems. Don't let plumbing problems disrupt your holiday dinner. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining has you covered this holiday season. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hey folks, Frank Franzi here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request a free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that this '84 Jaguars is not the same old Jags. I know 2 years ago this team was 8-3, number one seed, and collapsed and didn't make the playoffs. I don't think this is the same team. I think this team has more backbone, more character, and definitely a better coaching staff. So I'm looking forward to these next 5 games as we make this playoff push. And I'm saying it, yes, playoff push, and see what happens.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. In fact, I'm going to go one step further with my takeaway. Most single season wins for the Jags, that's your team. 14 and 99.
Mm-hmm.
Next, it's 12. 2005. I think they might just beat that record.
How high are you going?
Yeah, where you going?
I think they might just win out and get to 13. That's what I think.
Uh-oh.
Win out.
He's on the deep end of the pool.
I do love it.
I haven't left the 1-0. It's 1-0, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1-0. But all I'm saying is the path is there.
You're just saying 6-1-0. So you're saying 6-0.
Yes, the path is there, especially if, like, Danny Dimes, if that fracture becomes a break, and then you got to have AR running around there. The path is there, man. It's there.
Is AR still? What about his eye injury? Didn't he broke an orbital bone?
He did break the orbital. I don't know where he's at. We were going to have Denny in today, but he's going to come in later in the week, and so that'll be a question.
How long can Danny Dimes hold up with that fracture, by the way? Seriously.
I don't know. As a radio doctor, I'm worried for him. I am.
You're pretty good at the radio doctor, too. Like, shouldn't you know this?
And so I feel like compression tape and some Advil.
Compression tape.
And come on down and let's see what happens. But look, they're starting to waver. They just don't have the exact same chemistry and mesh that they had earlier in the year, where Danny Dimes was doing stuff you didn't expect him to do.
What do you like to say, Leon? This sachet. They don't have that same sachet, do they?
No.
They're also not playing dumpster fire teams anymore.
That's true.
Very true. Because the meat of their schedule, second half, which we definitely have talked about on XL Primetime, that the challenge becomes a hell of a lot greater for them to do the same thing against good teams that they were doing against bad teams, and we'll find out whether that is the recipe. But like you guys are saying, this is an unbelievable opportunity to set the stage for a December run by basically plowing down the biggest of rivals inside the division right now. We can argue which is the biggest rival, but they have the best record. And if you take them down and you put them basically in a free fall of sorts, because they have now lost, what would that be, 3 in a row? Is that 3 in a row, or is that 3 or 4?
It would be, if they lost to the Jags, it would be 3, right?
Yeah, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And so you could put them into a free fall, kind of like what you did to Houston earlier in the year. They had also gone back-to-back losses, came into Jacksonville, and left on a 3-game L streak. So if you can do that, then you're doing something, and you're changing the way people view you this time of the year, because we all know 8-1. What was it? 8-3, number 1 seed in December, beginning December of 2022, and we all know what happened since then. Now this is the reset button, and they've got a chance to do it, and we'll see. All right, so here is Peyton. What are you kidding? I don't even know. I'm in Nashville. Did I just see a picture of Peyton Manning? Did I see a 16 jersey walk?
Well, Trevor Lawrence is basically Peyton Manning.
You're right. So. You make a great point. So the exact same number 1 overall pick, Peyton Manning, Trevor Lawrence, same guy. And so anyway, Trevor's in the locker room afterwards talking just about how big, because of what they've been able to do, how big this game can be, should be, will be against Indy.
Yeah, you don't try to do more than you've done any other week. I mean, obviously, it's a really good team we're playing, and it's an important game. But we got, we play 11 games. We got 12 games? Yeah, so we got 5 games. I'm trying to do them. Yeah. Anyways, got 5 games left, and so we just have to take it 1 week at a time, and it's just the next one. But it is a big game, but you can't change who you are and how you prepare and all those things, and you got to treat it like the other ones, because I do think we have a good process and we've been ready to go in every game, and it's going to be about how we execute on Sunday. So
that was Trevor channeling his inner Matt Hayes.
Is that true, Leon?
What's that?
When players say, like, this is just another game.
No,
I'm going to prepare just another game.
No. Well, I mean, you got different personalities in the locker room, so some guys may approach it that way. Some guys make a big thing out of it. I was always in the middle. All right, I was, understood it was a big game, and I just kind of had the mannerism that I was going to go about my business and do what I need to do. But you know what? It is a big game, because I'm going to add a little friction to this. We're a point-and-a-half underdogs.
Yes.
At home.
Now,
that's disrespectful.
I was surprised
to
by
a team
that
with a quarterback with a crick in his leg.
That part.
Well, I don't know whether this would surprise you or not. That's been bet down. It opened as a 3, and within the very short amount of time, this is when sharps and wise guys, whatever, they wait until you get close to the game.
So by next Sunday, it might be like Jags' favorite.
Yeah,
really?
Or a half a point, a pick 'em.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, but it's already moved at the very least, according to the Vegas books, from 3 down to 1.5, and so it may go back up. Because they're so dang good at game planning, figuring out what people are doing, what the injury concerns are. This may say more about Danny Jones as much as it's saying about what the Jaguars are doing.
I mean, we're a point-and-a-half dog with a guy he's a pirate, bro, literally a pirate. How are we a point-and-a-half dog? So a guy who's got a fracture in his leg, I don't understand. All right, well, it doesn't matter.
We know that the Colts curse is real. It began with the Colt fever way back in the day when the Ursays tried to use Duval as a pawn, and then the Mayflower vans headed towards Indianapolis. So the curse is real. And so if we can keep it going and beat them once again here, and then have another opportunity to beat them up there, it will be massive, paving the way to mass prediction with the remaining, even though Trevor couldn't do the math, the remaining number of games to just basically run the table. That would be great.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Matt.
No, all I was saying was the path is there. So the question is, can this be a team that can be mature, that can be focused, that can continue to be operationally sound, even though there were, how many penalties? 11 yesterday?
12.
Is that right? 12?
Yeah, they had way too many.
Yeah, so the penalties got to be addressed. You cannot have 12 penalties against the Colts and win that game.
Well, hang on.
Can't.
Our biggest friend Dougie was keeping track of it, and he was trying to make sure that he was factually correct and not fake news. And he did text me. It looks like 13 accepted. So that's what it was. It was terrible. Ridiculous penalties by this football team.
A lot of
a
injuries,
bad football
too.
team.
Injuries.
Yeah.
And it's just an ugly game.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep it going. On that note, a big week, that's for sure, as we get ready for back-to-back games at home against the Colts and the Jets. A Mokama Beer Company Monday. We'll wrap it up coming up.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, all-pro lineman, and your lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this. Every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop's special deal. Order a 50-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app using promo code JAX10 and get $10 off. That's right. Carry on or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo code JAX10 for $10 off a 50-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL. Served by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956. Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Jacoby Myers was a dog for Duval on Sunday. The teal and black wideout led the way with 90 yards on 6 receptions and added in a touchdown on what was a fantastic showing. Jacoby played with the Mamba mentality, and he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
This holiday season, Universal Roof and Contracting is making it easy to check roof repairs off your list. Save up to 20% on roof placements and repairs now through December 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home and building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top-quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Mondays on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
About to wrap up our show, handing off to Helmets and Heels. Had a good time really throughout the week. Thanks to Omni Nashville Hotel right there in beautiful downtown Nashville for hosting us earlier this week. We did our Wednesday show from there. We did breakdown with Coach Mark Duffner on Friday, part of the kickoff show yesterday. So thanks to them, of course, Old Red, for hosting us today. So, fellas, what RJ said. RJ, by the way, did you guys hear that he put the Mamba-like effort on Jacoby Myers? That's rare air right there. But
that's 5
Jacoby,
rings.
he has done some good things. How about he caught all 6 passes thrown his way, 90 yards, and that one, there were 2 or 3 big plays. I think his might have been the crosser or Parker Washington's was the crosser. But anyway, a 50-yard grab to get him in the red zone, and then obviously he was in the end zone for the score. As Leon opened up our show with, he's made a huge impact.
Yeah, he's trustworthy. Trevor totally trusts him, especially down the middle to make the tough catches. So that opens up the offense a little bit. It gives Trevor an opportunity to take more shots when he knows that, I think the offense is built and designed around getting guys, open up the offense by getting guys down the middle. And we missed that with BTJ early on in the season because of all of his drops and stuff. So I think Meyer has actually allowed Liam to be a lot more aggressive when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I just think it's I love what he's done on the field. I just think you've got a real, like we've always talked about, like, where are the real true professionals in that locker room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they've been in tough spots, we're like, where are the true professionals? Where are the leaders? I think he's becoming that guy. I think he has become that guy, and I think others are looking at him, and their game is raising now because of it.
They're really going to need him if Washington doesn't play on Sunday.
Well, I mean, if Washington doesn't play, I think it's time at that point where Brian Thomas has got to step up. He's got to now say, all right, it's time for me to play now.
What about De'Ami Brown? He was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
That's scary.
By the way, that was an outright message to the entire team. I don't care how much you make.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not contributing, you're sitting.
But the only thing I'll add to that is I'm worried that training camp Trammell had a chance to make a big play.
Dropped it.
Trevor didn't lead him, but he also had it in his hands and dropped it. And so De'Ami may be up next game as opposed to our dude, but he needs to make those types of plays. De'Ami has proven he can do it. And I don't know, like you said, healthy scratch is the scariest thing. Sitting a guy down making $10 million is also, I agree with you all.
At least it's a 1
big
year.
Message.
I mean, after this year,
exactly.
who cares?
Yeah, move on, and that money may go in the pocket of Jacoby with a longer-term deal. Yeah, they got to make some decisions, and this will be a subject for another day, but they got to make some decisions on new contracts for guys who will play well this year. All right, let's say hello to Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Lauren Brooks joins us from Helmets and Heels. Lauren? A lot going on right now.
Seriously.
In the football world. First, let's start with the Jags.
Okay.
All right, because as we all know, it's the biggest story. We hope, anyway.
Yeah, they're a beatdown.
Your thoughts on the 8-4 record now after 12 games?
I mean, honestly, unbelievable to get this team to where they are now, and we're praising the lines of scrimmage, right? Like that, the offensive line, like who saw that coming, especially the depth there? I think that's unbelievable. And then you've got a team that dominated without Trayvon Walker and Eric Armstead. I mean, obviously Eric didn't play super great last year at, defensive end, but defensive tackle, he's been playing great. And so I think, too, it was good to have a bounce back game for Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. But Matt, you said earlier, everything would have been solved if Scott Strickland had fired Billy Napier last year and hired Lane Kiffin. I want to ask you hypothetically, if the same situation, if that happens, but then the same situation with LSU happens and LSU fires Brian Kelly this year, does Lane Kiffin leave Florida and go to LSU?
No. Well, a couple things. No, because I think it's a better job, and he would have seen it was a better job. That's number one. And number two, I don't think LSU would have fired Brian Kelly at this point. If they fired Brian Kelly because Lane Kiffin, they knew he was available, and they knew Florida was going to go after him, and they knew Florida could get him, so they fired Brian Kelly. They literally made a $54 million gamble for that. So that's where that is. What are your thoughts, let me ask you this, on Sumrall, on John Sumrall, and clearly the fan base. I don't even think it's 50-50. I think it's like 15-85 right now.
Oh, I think the 15% are people like me that are just hopeful that he hires a really good offensive coordinator. Because at this point, I mean, clearly, whatever Scott Strickland said to Lane Kiffin, they didn't end up on the same page. And whether it was money, whether it was him meddling, like has been reported, that part obviously I don't know. I know that there were people connected to UF that 100% believed Lane Kiffin was going to be the next head coach. And obviously it fizzled since then. But I guess I can go off of what Liam Cohen says about him. I can go off of the fact that he worked at Tulane and Troy prior to them hiring him as head coach. So he obviously had a good relationship with those schools. But as far as group of 5 to power 5, it doesn't usually work out. Or power 4 now, it doesn't usually work out.
Unless you're Kurt Signetti. What else is coming up with you guys?
Unless you're Kurt Signetti. All that. We're going to break it all down. The Jags win, obviously. I'm back from some time off up in Waynesville, North Carolina.
Welcome
so that
back.
was fun. Thank you so much. And Victory Monday is always good.
Yes.
Always.
All right. Thanks, boys.
Thank you. All right, Joe C.
I tell you what, man, it really has been an eventful handful of days, and we really kind of forgot to tell everybody. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'm sure all of us did. The way we were talking back and forth, we had full bellies. And thanks to my beautiful daughter Hyla and the young son-in-law who moves up in the power rankings for hosting us. We had a great Thanksgiving here. Everything was awesome. And once again, thanks to Old Red and the Omni Nashville for taking care of us throughout the week. All right, I'll be back in Duval by this time tomorrow, and we'll be back all together, hanging out, throwing out some good XLP content. We are done. Thanks to Mokama Beer Company Monday. We will talk to y'all mañana.
XL Primetime